Good evening, Facebook, and welcome to this week's Hot Think on These Things. It is I, your girl, your host, Marilyn Gregory, aka MG, aka Pearl, and I am here with you on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Always hoping to bring you a word of encouragement, something that will lift you up, sometimes even something that might convict you. Ooh. So I always promise that I'm not going to hold you long. Tonight is not going to be any different. I promise not to hold you long. So go ahead and grab some people and tell them that Tot and MG is on and she has a word for you. So we are right smack in the middle of the holidays, y'all. I love the holidays. It's like my most favorite time of the year. Seriously, I love this time of the year. But you know what the Spirit put on my heart is to realize that for some people, this is a very stressful time. For me, not so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. But for others, it could very well be a stressful time. And if that's the case, it is upon us, it is our responsibility as believers, as ambassadors of Christ, to help out those that are stressed out during this time. But not just this time, y'all, but any time that people are stressed out. And Philippians 2:3-4 says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but rather in humility value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interest of others. So, with that, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not stressed out during this time of the year, but maybe someone else is stressed out. So, what can we do to help our loved ones, our neighbors, our co-workers, our friends that might be stressed out during this time? There's a couple of things we can do. First, listen. And listen well, y'all. Listen well. Listen for comprehension and understanding. Allow them to vent. If you like me, I struggle sometimes when people come to me and they're vent. I want to solve their issue, right? I'm while they're talking, I'm even probably thinking of ways that I can help solve their issue. But sometimes people just need to vent. They're not looking for you to solve anything, work anything out. They're not looking for your advice, right? And I started trying, and I fail sometimes, y'all. I fail. I'm not perfect. I'm not. This thing called art. Advice requires permission. So when someone comes to you and they're venting, unless they're asking for your advice, maybe all they want you to do is listen. Just be a listening ear and allow them to vent, right? Um, but you're not only listening for the words, you're listening for the heart. You're listening for their emotions. You're listening for what they are going through. Not just the words, right? But you're listening for their heart. Because you want to understand what they're going through. And then you want to affirm them. And when I say affirm them, that doesn't necessarily mean agree with them, right? Because that definition of affirm, one of the definitions of affirm is to offer emotional support or encouragement. To offer emotional support or encouragement. Again, doesn't necessarily mean I have to agree with what they're saying, because I'm not going to, if I wanted to have a pity party, I could throw my own, right? So I'm not necessarily going to join somebody in a pity party or self pity party or whatever, right? But I can affirm them. I can encourage them, right? And that can take practice sometimes, right? Because sometimes we just want to go to their pity party, right? But that doesn't help them, nor does it help you. So affirming them is just, simply like we said, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but doesn't necessarily mean I agree with what you're saying, right? So it's just affirming them, giving them emotional support, letting them know that you're here. I'm here for you. Whatever you need, I am here for you. You're not in this thing alone. You're not a man on the island by himself or herself. You got people who love you, people who support you, people who want to be there for you. And if you're one of those people who need that support, if this is a stressful time for you, remember that. There are people out there who love you. There are people out there who want to support you and who want to be there for you, but you have to allow them to do that. You have to allow them to do that. And because they not going to be able to read your mind, because that's the third thing is to recognize their needs. And again, recognizing somebody's need does not mean I can read your mind. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. I am not a mind reader. I don't do the tea leaves and all that stuff, right? But I can watch you. Especially if you're a close friend or a coworker or a loved one, someone that I'm around on a regular basis, I can watch you. I can watch your demeanor. I can read the cues in your face, right? I can read the cues in your body language. And I might recognize, okay, this person, I'm going to take them out for lunch. I'm going to take them out. Maybe they need a listening ear. And if you are a supervisor or boss, maybe this person needs some time off, right? If you're able to do that. Maybe they need some time off. If this is a neighbor, maybe, especially if it's an elderly neighbor, maybe they just need you to come by and say hello. Maybe they need, maybe not yard cut, but it depends on where you live. They might need a snow shovel. I need my leaves raked. Anybody, I'm just saying. They might need, you can recognize these things that they may need and just do them. You don't have to ask, just do them, right? And that's how you can help people out in a stressful situation and in stressful times. Now, by giving of yourself and by giving of your time. And sometimes it means giving of your resources as well. If somebody's struggling financially and you have it to assist them, then yeah, you want to be able to assist them and take some of that stress off of them. Because y'all, during these holidays, it can be so stressful because all of the commercialism and they're telling you you're not a good parent if you don't do this, you're not a good spouse if you don't do that, you're not good. All these things they got it's going on in your ears with these commercials and social media, and then people posting stuff on Facebook, Instagram, talking about what my husband or my spouse sent me, and they probably bought it themselves, to be with all honesty. I'm just saying. So, last thing, pray for them. And if possible, pray with them. Because again, these are stressful times. We are living in stressful times. This holiday season, unfortunately, instead of it being a time of joy and peace and hope and happiness, for some people it really is a time of stress, especially maybe they lost a loved one during this time, or maybe they lost their job recently. So many things, right? That could be a reason, a cause for their stress. But we don't want to add to that stress. We want to be a relief for them. And we can do that by listening to them, by affirming them, by recognizing a need and supplying that need if possible, and praying for them and with them. So y'all, that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all know that I love you, and unfortunately, there's not a thing in the world that you can do to change that. Go out there and be the change that you want to see. I love y'all. I will see you next week. Have a blessed rest of your week. Try not to get stressed out. Give it over to the Lord. He got you. And we got you. Your brothers and your sisters, we've got you too. So peace out, y'all. I will see y'all next week. Philippians 4:8 says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things." Join me, Marilyn Gregory, aka Pearl, on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as we explore these things and renew our minds.